Hey guys, Stephen Cox here, and today we're going to learn how to play a metal groove on the U-bass. So if you like videos like these, please subscribe below and consider becoming a patron where you can request your own arrangement or lesson video. So as you heard from the song, we're going to have distortion on this one. So if you can find an amp that either has a distortion button or you can buy an effects pedal, there are several to choose from. Boss makes a few bass distortion pedals, and I'm just using the distortion on my Fender Rumble 200 amp right now. And what I did to record it was I plugged a cable out of the back, so it's directly out of the amp into an interface. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play what's called a power chord. And we're going to play the C5 power chord. So we're going to play the 3rd fret on the A string, the 5th fret on the D string, and the 5th fret on the G string. We're going to hold them like this, pointer fingers getting the note on the A string, ring fingers getting the 5th fret on the D string, and the pinkies getting the 5th fret on the G string. And then what I do is I take my right hand and I strum down with the fingernails. And with the distortion it sounds pretty cool. So we're going to do 2 down strums on that chord, and then we go on to the next measure where we have some single notes that we're just going to be plucking. So the next measure we're going to play the 5th fret on the G string, the 6th fret, back to the 5th, down to the 3rd, then we're going to go to the 6th fret on the D string, and that's it for that measure. So that sounds like this. So that's the 5th fret on the G string, the 6th fret, the 5th fret, the 3rd fret, then back to the 5th fret, then we're going to play the 6th fret on the D string. Then we go back to our power chord, 3rd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the G string. And we're going to strum those 3 strings, no E string. So like if you notice, I'm putting my thumb on the E string to stop it from making any noise, and then kind of flicking the rest of my hand out to get the chord. So it's the same as the first measure. Then this time we're going to have the 6th fret on the D string, the 5th fret and the 3rd fret also on the D string. Then we're going to play the 6th fret on the A string and the 4th fret on the A string. And all those notes were plucked instead of strummed. Then we're back to the same thing as measure 1. And then this time we're going to do a descending C Phrygian scale, starting from 1 note higher but ending on the C. The 6th fret, 5th fret, and 3rd fret of the G string, the 6th fret, the 5th fret, and the 3rd fret of the D string, then the 6th fret of the A string and the 4th fret of the A string, and then we're going to end up back on the power chord again, just like measure 1. Then now what we're going to do is we're going to slide this power chord down 2 frets. This will be the B flat power chord. 1st fret on the A string, the 3rd fret on the D string, and the 3rd fret on the G string, using the same fingers. Then we're going to move up to another power chord. This is going to be the D flat power chord, where we play the 4th fret on the A string, the 6th fret on the D string, and the 6th fret on the G string. So let's play everything from the beginning up to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the one thing about the U-bass is it's a little bit noisy in between the frets. Don't worry about that for now. I think they're making some metal flat wound strings, so when those come out, they'll be a little bit less noisy because they're not quite as sticky. Also, if you have the black strings that Kala makes, they aren't quite as sticky as these two, and you might be able to get some of that fret noise, the string sticking noise out of the way. And the other thing is make sure your hands aren't sweating like mine. This next section is going to require a lot of alternate plucking with the index and the middle finger, and we're going to get like this galloping feel. So we're going to play the 3rd fret on the A string a bunch. So what I like doing is index, index, middle for this over and over again. Index, index, middle, index, index, middle, index, index, middle, index. So just try doing that and then slowly work up the speed. So we're going to do this for an entire measure. That's one measure. And then we're going to do it for another half measure. And then after this, we're going to play the 4th fret on the A string, the 6th fret on the A string, and the 3rd fret on the D string. So it's going to sound like this. And then we'll keep going and we'll recap all this in a minute. Then we're going to have this next part. So we're going to hit the same number of 3s all the way up through beat 3 of measure 12. It's just that pattern, that galloping 3rd fret on the A string. So after beat 3, we're going to play the 6th fret on the D string, the 5th fret, and the 3rd fret on the D string. So let's play that whole section. So this is, for those following along on the tabs, this is measure 9 through measure 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. So measure 13 is exactly like measure 10, it's just we aren't prefacing it with a whole bunch of galloping before that. So this next part's going to sound like this. This is measure 13 and 14. It's exactly like measure 10 and then skipping over to like measure 12, but putting those two back to back. So that's on the A string, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 6, then 3 on the D string, then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, then on the D string, 6, 5, 3. And now we're back to some power chords. So we're going to play the C5 power chord from the beginning of the song. That's the 3rd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the D and the G strings. We're going to strum that with our fingernails again, going down. Then we're going to slide that down 2 frets. So we got 1 on the A string, 3 on the D string, and 3 on the G string. And then we're going to come up to 4 on the A string, 6 on the D string, and 6 on the G string. And then now we've got a part that combines the strumming of the chord followed by the gallop rhythm and then a cool fill. This is measure 17. So this measure, we're just going to go one by one because these are a little bit trickier. We're going to start with that C power chord. Then we're going to continue as if we were galloping. 1 and a 2 and a 3. That's just that 3rd fret on the A string after we do the power chord. 1, pluck, 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 pluck. That last note that we just hit is beat 3, where we're playing a 3rd fret on the A string, and that's the start of our triplets. So triplets sound different than eighth notes, so just listen to this to get the timing, and then I'll probably do a video explaining the rhythms a little bit later. So here we go. So we got 3, 4, 6, 3 on the D string, 6, 4 on the A string. So let's do that measure together. 2, 3, 4. It's a tricky rhythm, so just listen to it to get it down. So now the next measure sounds like this. So this one, instead of doing triplets at the end, it actually just goes back to 16th notes and 8th notes. So this starts with our power chord. Then we're going to do our little gallop rhythm. And this time, after beat 2, we're going to jump up to the 6th fret on the G string. Then we're going to play the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. We're playing with the rhythm 3 E and then we're going to play the 5th fret on the G string, the 3rd fret on the G string, and the 6th fret on the D string with that same rhythm. So we got 3 E N, 4 E N. So let's do that whole measure together, starting from that power chord. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now we just got 3 measures left, and the last measure is just that power chord. So really just 2 measures left of new stuff. So this is measure 19 if you're following along on the music. This one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost the same as measure 17, it's just slightly different notes toward the end of it. So we got our power chord still, then our 3s on the A string doing the galloping rhythm. But then this time on beat 3, we're going to change to the 4th fret on the A string. Then we're going to play the 6th fret on the A string. Then we're going to play the 3rd fret on the D string, the 5th fret on the D string, then back down to the 3rd fret on the D string, and we're going to stop on the 6th fret on the A string. So we got 1 and a 2 and a 3. And that ending's still the triplet rhythm that we were doing before. So let's play that measure together at that speed. This is measure 19. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then now we're on measure 20. So this is the hardest measure of the song because you have to get ready for the strum on measure 21 very quickly. So the first thing we're going to do is the same as the previous measures where we play the chord, we strum the chord, and then we gallop all the way through the end of beat 2. So right before beat 3. So we got 1 and a 2 and a, and then we're going to jump up to the 6th fret on the G string, and we're going to do a descending C Phrygian scale, but starting on the D flat. So this is going to be 6, 5, 3 on the G string, 6, 5, 3 on the D string. Then we've got the 6th fret on the A string, the 4th fret on the A string, and then we're going to get ready for that strum in measure 21, which is just our normal C5 power chord. So the hard part about this is getting a finger pattern that frees us up to be able to strum on beat 1 of measure 21. So the way I do this is with my right hand, I'm going index, middle, index, then I use index to hit the next string. I just rake through the string. So we got index, middle, index, rake to your index, middle, index, rake, middle, and then I'm ready for the power chord with my pointer finger to strum. So So let's just do that second half of the measure together. So I'm going to count 1, 2, and we're going to come in on beat 3. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So sometimes you might notice I use my pinky to bar the 2 5th frets on the D and the G string instead of using my ring finger. It's just whatever you can get to in time on that one. So if you can get to your normal power chord shape, go for it. If you struggle with it, you may want to bar the 5th frets on the D and the G string and just use your pointer finger to get the 3rd fret on the A string. Let's play those last 2 measures, measure 20 and 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed learning this metal bass song on the U-bass. If you like videos like these, please subscribe below and come back next week. I release a video every Tuesday. If you'd like to request an arrangement, please become a patron at Patreon. It's also where you'll find the sheet music for all of these arrangements. Thanks, I'll see you guys next week.